I tell you, when you talk about what's going on in our school systems these days, there's some stories that you just can't forget. I know I can't forget that story about that teacher who wrote on that child's face with a magic marker. I mean, does a school have the right to suspend you if you're wearing braids or not wearing your glasses? Look at Katrina here. She's got on braids, and there's some who say that she actually used those braids in school as a weapon, hitting people in the face. Today, you're going to hear some incredible stories of students and their parents who are outraged over the punishments handed out by some schools.
I thought teachers lost their mind. You know, why would you do this to a little child's face? I mean, why? You got the telephone at the job to call. You got my mother's number.
You're also going to hear the other side, how teachers have become targets, some say, in their own classrooms.
Had I done that, I would have been in jail. I would have lost my job. I could not be a teacher anymore, what I enjoy doing and love doing and still do today.
And you're going to hear why one man says that it's time to bring that old paddle back. I want to feel what a kid would feel. Seriously. I wouldn't do it again. Well, I want you to listen to these stories and see what you think about disciplining in schools. First, I want you to welcome 11-year-old Katrina and her mom, Loretta. They're from St. Louis, Missouri. Katrina, you look like so many young kids your age with the braids. But those braids got you in some trouble in school. Suspension. At such an early age. Tell me your story. What happened?
Well, I was in the 5th grade. I was in the Hazelwood School District. I went to Brown Elementary. And I came there in the middle of the school year at around January. And then everything was fine until some problems led in spring. And then there were some girls in the classroom who like disliked me. So then I wore braids, and I really liked braids back then. So I wore braids to school, and they were longer, a little bit longer than the ones I have on now. So a couple times I hit kids in the head with my braids.
With your braids?
Yes, and so then then they exaggerated and started saying I hit them in the head lots of times when I really didn't.
Mean to. Did you? I understood. Did you apologize when you did it? You think it was an accident when you swung your head and your braids hit them?
Yeah, it was accidentally, and I apologized. But they decided to joke around, and then the teachers heard about it. So then I guess they thought it was. So then they made an issue out of it.
I hear that there was one computer teacher who even kind of got whacked with a braid one time.
Yeah.
And that caused a big stir too. How did you hear about this, Mom?
Well, actually, Katrina came home from school and told me that, Mom, the kids are making a big deal out of my braids. And I said, well, what do you mean? She says, well, they're saying that I'm hitting them on purpose with my braids. And of course, I said, are you? She goes, no, of course not. She goes, you know, when I swing my head back or turn my hair, she goes, just like the little white girls in our class, they're always combing their hair out and they're swinging their hair around, and, you know, it's always hitting people and slapping them in the face. She said, but I'm not doing it on purpose. And then she said, and besides, it doesn't even hurt. It's not like it's hurting anybody if I accidentally hit them.
Katrina, swing your head a little bit, and so people who aren't familiar with braid swinging, let's see how they go. If you swing your head just a little bit, so you could see how that might hit somebody behind you if they were longer, or might accidentally hit. But this led to a suspension. How in the world did they translate hair to weapons to suspension?
I have no idea, and it upset me so, because it was less than a week or two before school was out for the entire summer. And she called me up and said, Mom, you have to pick me up. And I had just gotten to work. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, they said I can't come to school anymore until you take my braids out. And
wait a minute, the school said you go home, undo your hair, and when you come back, you'll be okay.
Right.
And what? Now, I don't know if any of you have had braids, but it takes a long time to get those out.
Right. And mind you, I had just arrived at work.
And expensive too, somebody over there said. So here we are with a situation where you decide, what did you talk about when you came home? I mean, because I'm going to play devil's advocate here. The hair is getting in the way of the learning process. It is causing an issue in the school. Mom, come on, help us out here. We got to educate kids. We can't have this disruption. Take the braids out.
Right. And that was my first thought. I said, I'm going to take them out, but I'm not going to take them out tonight. when I get home from work, I am not spending 4 hours or whatever to take your braids out.
Well, what did that do to you as a parent?
Upset me quite a bit because I felt that the school district was being very insensitive and very unfair, and I felt they were doing this because of the ethnic braids.
Wait. You're trying, are you, and I'm going to ask you, you think this was a racist issue?
I think it was. Because of the nature of the school district that I've had problems with before and some other parents, I believe it was. And the fact that a lot of the kids in Katrina's class would question her, why do you have your hair like that? A lot of the little white girls, but they wanted their hair like that too, but yet they made her feel bad as though there was something wrong with that style.
I understand they were saying, is that your real hair?
Right.
Is that the...
You know, it was messing with her self-esteem. You know, here this girl went to school feeling good about herself, and then all of a sudden she wanted to just crawl up in a shell and die because everybody was looking at her like she was some kid out using her braids as a weapon.
Well, now, why I have you together for people who do wonder why you would put braids in a child's hair, because, I mean, we have kids who go to school in the middle of the season and they have a different hairdo. Why do you have braids in her hair?
I'll let Katrina answer that.
Katrina, answer. Why do you wear braids?
Because I really like the hairstyle. I really like it a lot.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. Well, we did contact the principal at Brown Elementary School, and this was the quote that we got. The issue with Katrina Moore had absolutely nothing to do with race. When we come back, he introduced a law to bring back that old paddle some of you were clapping about up there. How does he decide when to use it, and how hard does he use it? We're going to find that out next as we discuss chaos in the classroom today on Rolando.